All right, Shalom Akim, all praise and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchakodash. Double honors to the Apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. This is your Marikai from the Grand Rapids Camp, and we're gonna do a short lesson, basically on, well, as you can see, the global war on the dollar, or the crash of the dollar that's up and coming, and a few scriptures on the mark of the beast that is also coming
out in our state.
Yep. All right, and without further ado, I'm gonna play this clip of the Rick Sanchez show. The title of the video was "Russia Joins China in Anti-U.S. Dollar Move into Gold." So I'm gonna play about a minute of this, and we're gonna go in some scriptures and a couple of articles.
But we're going to begin with another example of the United States being challenged. More than 100,000 of you have watched and commented on the story that we did earlier this week about China unloading part of its share of the U.S. debt that it owns, right? It did so because it believes that the United States dollar is about to be horribly devalued because of what the Fed is doing by printing so much money seemingly out of thin air. They're probably right. The U.S. dollar will undoubtedly at some point be worth less and may eventually be pushed out as the only world currency, probably by China.
Now, and that's true. And I wanted to cite this video because China and Russia is basically ready to get rid of the U.S. dollar and replace it with gold. And we know from U.S. past infractions what the U.S. do when somebody tries to change the dollar. The two biggest examples is Muammar Gaddafi, the gold dinar, the real reason behind Gaddafi's murder. I'm going to read a paragraph for this. It says, the gold dinar, the groundbreaking initiative. In 2009, Colonel Gaddafi, then president of the African Union, suggested to the states of the African continent to switch to a new currency independent of the American dollar, the gold dinar. And they were very close to doing it. If you want to read the whole article. But, I'm not going to read the whole article here. I'm just going to, just citing the article. And, of course, what happened to, what's his name, Saddam Hussein, and read about a paragraph of this article. So back to Iraq and the United States invasion. What could Iraq possibly have done from the other side of the planet that warranted a global campaign of lies to build political support for a military invasion that still kills people one decade later? Why was it rational for the U.S. administration to spend $1 trillion or so dollars, more accurately described as a shitload of money, on the ongoing to war with a small country on the other side of the planet, one that had nothing at all to do with September 11 attacks? Observing the facts on the table, it was perfectly rational to do so. All the deaths and suffering notwithstanding, it was likely a matter of life and death for the U.S. as a nation. Iraq suddenly started selling its oil for euros instead of the U.S. dollar. Now, this is a known fact, as well as what happened to Muammar Gaddafi, the murder of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. It's a known fact that the U.S. murdered them because they were changing their currency to gold. And which is the same thing China and Russia is doing now. They're trying to change their currency to gold. So, and then, of course, Iran deals with their oil and their resources. They deal with their things in euros. And U.S. has always tried to invade them.
With them. Yeah. Whenever they try to change gold. Because they see that the dollar doesn't have any value in it. And it keeps getting diminished more and more since they have nothing really of value in the dollar.
And if you know about finances, the more that you double the money, the less value it has. So, I got a couple scriptures. The first one I have is Jeremiah 58 and I'll start at 8. Behold, Babylon suddenly Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. And basically that's what they're trying to do. With all their quantitative easing and throwing the money to the people, stimuluses and everything, that's basically taking balm for her pain, and if so, she may be healed. Ninth verse. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone to his own country. For her judgment reaches the heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord Yahweh hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh our power. So, hey man,
America can't be saved.
Yes,
There's nothing they can do to restore the debt. Nothing they
Con.
can do to fix it.
Con.
It's broken.
Con,
Too
nothing.
far broken.
Yep, it's too far gone. If they could have healed America, if they could have healed Babylon, they would have healed her. But it's not being healed. Now every country is starting to run. And Russia and China has had this plan going on for years.
And now I'll read 1 Timothy chapter 6 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
Charge them that are rich in the world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in a living God, Yahweh, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy.
Kind. So trust not in uncertain riches, man. Charge you rich men, you rich Israelites in this world, man. Don't be high-minded. Especially the rich man Esau. Don't be high-minded in your uncertain riches. Because dealing with the dollar is an uncertain rich. It's not gonna last. America's economy is crashing, and there's no stopping it. And yes, it's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in truth. That's what's going on. The Lord is causing this. The one who inspired the Bible is causing this. This is Habakkuk 2, verse 6. Matter of fact, I start at 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And the vision is happening now. The prophecies is for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak and not lie, and these prophecies are coming to pass. Whether it be the debt that America is falling under, the prophecy of the plagues that's coming on America,
which we have seen come true.
Or the which coming true at this moment, like the COVID-19.
COVID-19,
yeah.
Ebola, all the other viruses that come out and come and gone, still here, still targeting people to this day.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And the just, which are the Israelites, actually talking more along the lines of the elect, shall live by his faith. His faith in who? His faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, Esau transgresses by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, Woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long, and him to that laden himself with thick clay. And yeah, that thick clay, when you go into the etymology of the word, it's talking about debt. So one thing that we did pull up is
US debt.
Yeah, the national debt clock,
Still going.
Yep, over $26 trillion. Over $26 trillion, and every few seconds, another 100,000 is added to that.
So no way we're just going to get paid off anytime soon.
Right? It can never be paid off.
Be impossible.
Never. Hey, they might as well stop it.
Start over and start clean with a new slate.
Yeah. I mean, right now, America is at 0% interest. 0% interest from the Fed, from the federal, from the Fed banks, not the federal government, but the Fed, the fake Jews, so you can understand. Shit. U.S. population, the U.S. population I believe this is $326,000 that everyone in the U.S. owes or some shit like that. But basically, the point is, America is over $26 trillion in debt
So
and counting.
if we do start over, because every other country is thinking about switching to gold, this is going to bankrupt America.
Right, it would bankrupt America because
Every
remember,
citizen would have no money after this.
Right.
After this new transition, everyone will be broke.
because remember, the American dollar is not a certificate in gold anymore, not since the 1930s, but it is a debt note, a straight up IOU note, not a certificate in gold. Because at one point, the American dollar was a certificate backed up by gold.
It was a what was it? What was one of those things? It was like I don't know what it was called, but it's like a certificate, right? It was a certificate saying how much you have, how much a bill represented in gold, like how much, like you say, you have $50, you have like 500 something in gold or something like that.
Yep, that's what it used to be, a certificate in gold, and now it's basically just a debt note for all debts, private and public. Basically, a tender note, which is the same thing as writing "IOU" on a piece of paper.
I owe you $500,000.
Right. I owe you $26 trillion. I will pay you someday, maybe.
Never.
Right. So America is laden with thick clay, and I got another one in Obadiah, and this is really going towards what Russia and China is doing, because remember the BRICS nations, because Russia and China and the BRICS nations really don't get along with America, nor does it get along with NATO, but NATO is going to join the BRICS side.
America doesn't follow its own rules that it makes.
Right, exactly.
For those countries.
Exactly. And this is Obadiah 7, 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee has deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. So they that eat thy bread, basically the people that's joined with America, they deceived them, because America is going to be alone when all of this happens, man. And everybody else is going to join the BRICS nation. They're going to be like, look, man, you've broken all the international laws. Every time you go into a state, you go into or another country, you go into war with them or breaking more laws. Yep,
also,
and taking
what
resources.
the soldiers do to those the citizens in that country,
God.
bombing them for no reason. They have nothing to do with the war.
Hey, the scriptures say he is as death, man. When he comes, he's coming to bring death. That's what Esau does.
So how
man.
can they not expect to pay for what they're doing?
Right, a fugitive from justice.
Yeah, they try to get another country trying to put them in court and have them judged, and America's running like, you can't put us in court.
Right.
You can't do it. You're a foreign nation. We're not going to go under the laws of a foreign nation.
Right.
Just craziness. So recently, they talked about a bill being passed regarding the microchip, where it's going to be whether you can't enforce it. It can't be enforced on its citizens that work in certain companies. So it's going to be voluntary right now. So they passed a bill saying that it's illegal right now to enforce it on company workers.
Right now.
But it's voluntary if you want to take it. And there have some places that have microchip parties. What the microchip does is allow you to open up certain doors electronically by it's pretty much like a phone, or like when you swipe your phone or something, a garage door will open, or you pay off something with a chip off your phone electronically. It's something like that. You'll be able to turn your computer on. You'll be able to open doors, car doors. You can sign in to work.
Right.
But it's really so they can keep track of you, monitor you, see if you're working, make sure it's really so you can so they can get you to work more efficiently, more robotically, really, because they don't want you having no leisurely time. They don't want you just every second you're walking around, not working when you're on break. That's time you could be used for working. So really, it's just for them to monitor you and control you.
Right. So I got a couple of videos on that. This is the one about Michigan.
This devil woman that is the governor of Michigan. Wait till you see what this thing is doing now. Thanks for tuning into Horror News TV 2. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is June 28, 2020, and this article came in my feed on Facebook. I almost fell out. This is from June 26 from Jerusalem Post. Michigan House passes bill to make employee microchips voluntary. The bill will now be introduced into the Senate, where if it passes, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will be able to sign the legislation into Michigan law.
So, hey, you see it.
End times are already coming. A prophecy already being done onto us.
Con. And of course, I got this other video from World Star.
Well, you're getting shipped today. I got shipped today. Oh my gosh, my hand's a key. Are you kidding me? Amber, look, my hand's a key.
So that's gonna be new Mark of the Beast, the chip, the key. Your key card is gonna have everything about you, your history, your birth history, what you buy, what you purchased.
What you buy and what you sell.
Yeah, what you buy, what you sell, your medical history, every place you ever been to is either gonna track probably whoever else has it, every person you ever talked to or walked by, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls of all blood, small and great.
Both.
Oh, okay. All both, small, rich and great. Let me read again. And he calls all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or your dominant hand, or their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save all he that the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy or sell anything, because it's going to be a digital currency. It's not going to have any bills, no gold to it. So you'll be able to use this as a new, like a portable credit card, but it's in your hand.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically how they're going to market it.
And it's a prophecy in the Bible, written many, 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 many years ago, before it's been come to pass today.
Yep. And when you read the 14th chapter, Revelation 14, I believe is it 2? Yep, 14 starting at 2. Well, actually, you can read 14 starting at the top if you want to. Hey, it tells you the judgment of them that get the mark of the beast.
Chapter Revelation 14 and 1. And I have looked, and lo, a lamb stood upon the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I have heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as if it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn the song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Correct. So those people that were saved knew the song,
which the song is what we're preaching right now, which is the truth.
And I also have this one thing else to read. This is St. John.
Well, before you read that, let me read this. This is Revelations 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand,
which is the microchip, yeah,
the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the Lamb and the holy angel, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb.
So it's not going to feel too good. It's not going to feel sweet for you. It's going to feel painful.
Right. Burning. Shit.
That's
burning desires.
Yep. So this is St. John chapter 7, verse 38. he that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Right. So if you believe on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as the scriptures say, if you believe the Bible
And everything in it.
yeah, then your belly shall flow out with rivers of living water, which is basically this truth, man.
So if you believe
this
the
knowledge.
Bible and you believe in our God, Yahweh Shai, you know that everything in this book is true and real and is coming as you see it happening before you.
Right, and if you believe, you're going to be preaching the Bible as it's meant to be preached.
And
Not
you-
with all that bullshit trying to believe on Esau, Edomite Jesus, man.
And you can't be a contradiction saying you like part of the Bible and not the other.
Right,
You have
right.
to accept the Bible as it is from front to back.
Con,
And you have to
Right.
believe everything in it that is happening.
Right.
It's not just a book, it's a history book.
yeah.
Law, statute, commandments, and facts.
Laws, statutes, commandments, history, and prophecies.
Prophecy as well, yes, as you see about the mark of the beast and about wars coming.
Con.
And about the US dollar going down and crashing as well.
Hey, truth be told, we almost out of here, man. The mark of the beast is one of the major prophecies, and they pushing to do this, and they'll probably do it by next year or the end of this year, Lord willing. You know, and once they do that, hey, we at the door. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, doing the work of truth and sincerity, and until next time, Shalom.
Shalom. And this is history and we're living in it.
Con, we're living in exciting times. Should get that video from the Matrix.